The James Show Podcast.
The biggest lie in Texas is that we need a new city hall in Dallas. It is an incredible lie. It's amazing at how successful these people are by going out and saying things that are demonstrably impossible. And the rest of the media just rolls with it. Now, I think it's on purpose. It has to be on purpose. It can't be neglectful, because I'm going to play you two clips right here, and this is really going to make you scratch your head. If you're not familiar with this storyline already, we have an awesome city hall in Dallas. It's an amazing building. It's probably the coolest architectural achievement maybe in all of Texas, and it's only 47 years old. It was opened in 1978, and now we're being told that, oh, it's so old, we're just going to have to tear it down and build a new one, guys. In fact, we're not going to build a new one on this spot. We're going to just tear this down, and then there's probably going to be some economic development. Oh, I don't know. It could be anything. But the truth is, in 2018, they did a full assessment of the building. On the high end of the estimates, to bring it up to speed in 2018, actually the report came out in 2020, so this is only 6-year-old information. The total cost of repairs to bring it 100% up to snuff was $39 million. Well, then they did a report last year saying, it's going to be, or 2 years ago saying it's going to be $100 million. Then they did a report last year saying it's going to be $400 million. Then they just did a new report this year, and you're not going to believe this, guys. It's going to cost $900 million. And so now it's being reported it's going to cost $1 billion to repair City Hall. Bro, it didn't cost $1 billion to build City Hall to begin with. That's about the cost of the Cowboys Stadium being built from scratch. They just did a 5-year renovation on the Notre Dame Cathedral that didn't cost that much. You people are lying. And why? Because they want to tear it down. Someone is paying these people behind the scenes because someone wants to tear that down and build something on it. The rumor mill says it's a stadium. But the report came back yesterday, and they were like, well, if the numbers are this bad, I guess we're going to have to get a new city hall. No. But listen to how this is reported. This is WFAA this morning.
It's one city council vote away from approving a move out of its historic city hall. A committee voted last night to consider moving to a new location and redeveloping the current building. They also approved moving some staff immediately, starting with 311 and emergency operations. A recent report found it could cost more than $1 billion to fix City Hall as it stands.
So they just pass on this information, unquestioned, no critical thought, no pushback, no fact check, just whatever lie. You just turn around and you pass it along. So I guess they just want this. And I'm not picking on WFAA. All the TV stations are saying this. Dallas Morning News is saying this. Dallas Express isn't saying this. WBAP is not saying this. But everyone that's just dedicated on Team Blue, they just love these stupid, terrible ideas. And this isn't even a partisan issue. One of the great research sources that I've had on this topic is a guy from Reform Dallas. It's a group on Facebook. His name's Bruce. He's complete lefty. He's a big anti-Trump hating guy. Even he admits this is a terrible idea. These people are lying to your face. I don't care if you're a Republican or if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you usually disagree with WBAP. These people are lying to your face. Now, just to give you an example of what I'm talking about here, Dallas City Council wasn't just talking about the City Hall issue yesterday. They were talking about libraries, and there's new library plans. Do we need to cut some libraries? There's a library that was going to close last year, but then they're like, okay, well, we're going to keep it open for one more year. But really, we need to close this thing because there's another library like 6 blocks away, and it's a waste of money, and we can just consolidate them and save X amount of dollars. But look how they report on this right in the very beginning.
To a controversial plan that...
Oh, stop! A controversial plan. Was the plan to destroy a 47-year-old awesome city hall? Was that controversial? Was that labeled as controversial? Was the report saying it needed more than $1 billion in repair? Was that labeled as controversial? Was the vote, was the move, was the destruction, the demolition, or was any of it labeled controversial? No, it was just presented to you as a given fact. Now, if you like libraries and you don't want to cut government spending one whit and you just want them to spend as much money as possible and leave all the power, as much power as you can, in the hands of the elites here locally, then you want the library. You would oppose shutting down the library. It becomes what? Controversial. Inserting that word means everything. If you had the word controversial stuck in that other report that I just played you, just like it was here in the library plan, everyone watching that story wouldn't come away with the notion that, hey, destroying City Hall is a great idea. Everyone agrees. It's kind of a done deal. I guess we have to. It's the only thing that makes sense. It's going to cost more than $1 billion. You wouldn't walk away with it if you put the word controversial in there. If you took the word controversial out of this library report, you would come away with a different point of view too. You would say, oh, well, if this is not controversial to shut down a couple of branches that aren't getting enough business and losing money and consolidating and saving money, that sounds like a great idea. No, they don't want you to think that. So often the news is reporting the news, but if it's anything that can be political, if it's anything that can be ideological, just be aware that that's getting woven in there. But anyway, we'll continue with the controversial library plan that I support.
To a controversial plan now to restructure Dallas's public libraries. It's back in front of city leaders today. The proposal faced some pushback when it was first introduced by city council. Now the library board will get an update at a 5 p.m. meeting. We're also expecting new details on water damage at the
library, we will spend whatever money it takes. But when it's City Hall, oh, jeepers, I'll have to check with my accountant. I don't know if we can afford to renovate this building. So you have infinity money. Money's not even a problem when it comes to libraries. Money's not even a problem when it comes to giving AT&T millions of dollars. And I know that's Plano, but still, it's your local bettors. Money's not a problem when it's time to build a new stadium. Money's not a problem when it's something you want to do. But if it's maintaining City Hall, oh, jeepers. I financially speaking, we can't swing that. We're going to have to tear the whole thing down. It's not believable. They're lying to your face. And the media locally is just dropping the ball. They're just accepting the lies, turning around and regurgitating it. And the problem is, even now that you're awake and you know what's really going on, how many people are listening to WBAP and are getting the other side of this story? Probably not enough. The idea that we need to spend $900 million is laughably false, because 3 months ago, the number was $400 million. A couple of years ago, it was $100 million. 6 years ago, it was $39 million. So either we've just let the Tasmanian devil loose in there for the last 6 years and he's been running around wrecking shop, or somebody is lying to you. Because they say, well, look, if we knock down this building, there will be an economic development and it'll build on the momentum of the new convention center. And look, that's literally what they say here. This is a report just from November, right?
But city staff say if council members say that they want to list the building, a catalytic new development could go in here. They say it could build on momentum from the new convention center. It could add more money to the city's tax rolls. It could revitalize downtown. But exactly what that new development is, staff isn't saying, at least not yet.
They know what it is. They are hiding it from you because if they told you, you would know this is a charade. If they told you, yeah, man, we want to build a stadium there. So, yeah, that's what we want to do. The questions would come out, well, why don't you build a stadium somewhere else? Why don't you build it on the Valley View spot? What's wrong with the stadium you have over here that I'm at right now? I'm at the American Airlines Center. They are lying to you. They are being paid behind the scenes to tear this down and hand the property over to probably the Mavericks or probably a new stadium. And I'm not blaming the Mavericks. Mavericks might not even want a new. I mean, everybody always wants a new stadium, but they might not be the muscle behind this grift. It might just be the contractors and the construction companies that are going to get the billions of dollars worth of contracts. But they are lying to you, and it's pretty easy to see. Robert in Mesquite, you're on WBAP.
Right. Okay. Hey, James, the cost is legitimate. I mean, it's got to be legitimate. It's all due to inflation. That's what it is. I mean, that's what it is.
Right.
So, and the way that Fed is reporting it, it's not that they're on the side of it. They're just reporting it the way they're seeing it. There's no controversy down in City Hall with the with the removal of the City Hall building, but there is controversy amongst the council people, regarding the library. So that's why they mentioned the word controversy on the library story. So they're just reporting it as they see it.
Disagree.
They're not like you said. They're not questioning it.
Well, I disagree. Here, look, there's city councilmen that are against this. There is some controversy.
Yeah, but the majority, around which one? The City Hall?
Yeah, look, here's Paul Ridley. He's a Dallas city councilman. This is an iconic building.
This is an iconic building designed by an iconic architect. It makes a statement about the city of Dallas.
Here's another one that's not on board, Mendelson. City Hall's not a failure.
I have a fund for my roof. I have a fund for all sorts of things because I know my air conditioning units are going to go out. The photos in this presentation do not reflect this building. I have yet to see a single crack in this building.
So, yeah, there's some debate going on in City Hall. How is that? The point still stands. They could call this controversial, just like they call the library plan controversial.
Right. They just chose not to.
Right.
So the building, obviously, if you think it looks beautiful, I guess, it's unique, but it may be just not efficient. The way it's designed, it's just not efficient looking. So it's unique.
It's not
That's
efficient looking.
True.
Look, I'm completely indifferent on the looks of the building. My criticism here is about the lying about the financing. There's no way.
Well, no, it's legit. It's inflation, obviously.
I thought you were joking when you said that.
I was.
Okay. Well, okay. Thank you. Because you lost me there because we have not had 100% inflation since November.
Exactly. That's why I was joking.
Okay. Thank you, Robert. I was a little slow on the uptake. My bad. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Maureen, Fort Worth, you're on WBAP.
Hi, good morning, Jim. This building's a work of art. The architect, Ian Pye, did the Kennedy Library in Boston. And I think it would be terrible to take down a work of art. I mean, that's my opinion. In fact, I met Ian Pye in New York at a restaurant.
Yeah, so you're making good points, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I don't care if it was designed by Fisher-Price, my first architect. They are lying to you about needing to spend $1 billion of your dollars to renovate this thing. They are lying to you about needing to tear it down. They're lying to you. Because even if you did need a new city hall, wouldn't you just build another one and move to it? Why would you tear down the old one? You have an asset there that you can turn around and sell. So
I believe it.
None of this makes any sense. They are clearly lying to you. There's a grift behind the scenes that they're not admitting to. And it drives me insane that so many of our media outlets in this town do not have your back when you're being robbed by City Hall.
Totally agree.
Thank you, Maureen. Bill in the Colony, you're on WBAP. Hey, Bill.
I think one of the questions that's being overlooked is why hasn't the city kept up and maintained the buildings to begin with?
It has. Look, this is something they put forward. By the way, if it's true that they haven't kept it up, then somebody needs to go to jail because they've been allocating millions of dollars to these projects. And if it's still not kept up, then someone stole that money. But reform.
Agreed.
Yeah, Reform Dallas actually has a great rundown on all of the repairs and upkeeps that have been made over the years. And in just the last 10 years, they've changed out all the light bulbs to LED light bulbs. They've got new chilling towers. They've got a new heating system. They replaced a lot of the old electrical wires with new ones. They've upgraded like the fiber optics and the internet connections. And they've gone through. They re-waterproofed the roof just a couple years ago. So they actually have the list on all the maintenance and upkeep that has happened over the years. And they did the big report in 2018 when the building turned 40 years old. They commissioned a 2-year study for everything that's wrong with the building to get it put up to speed. And it was $39 million worth of repairs that were needed in the report that came out in 2020. You can't tell me that there has been $1 billion worth of damage done to that building in the last 6 years. If there is, someone needs to go to jail. And if no one goes to jail, then I know you're lying. That's all.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, great call. Good way to end the show on a strong note. That's Bill in the Colony.
The James Show Podcast.